Hello! I am here with a little bit of information you guys might like. Alright, so I get a lot of questions on how do I press my lead with Urgot, right? In the background, you'll just see me playing against Aatrox. Obviously, I've got a pretty big lead here because I'm level 8 versus level 6, right? I can pretty much walk in a straight line and kill this guy. But the question is, now that I have a lead, right? How do I maintain it? So, I'm gonna kill Aatrox here, but I want to show you something important that I do that you should be implementing in your lobby. I killed Aatrox, and I'm gonna push in this way, right? That's generic 101. Right now, you guys are probably thinking about recalling, right? I've killed my laner, I've killed the wave, and then I've got to recall, because that just feels, by default, correct. But no. I have no motivation to recall here, because I know where Akali is. Akali's obviously pushed under by the Orianna. We know Zac is bot lane because there's a ward, and obviously the only other two players are the ADC and the support, right? So the entire threat of this lobby is all down bot lane. It means I'm free to do whatever I want. The reason we reset after getting the kill there and etc. is because, oh, Zac could be in this push. I don't have vision, there's Fog of War. Fog of War is the pressure, right? But since I don't have to care about Fog of War, do I care about a level 6 Aatrox when I'm a level 9 Urgot? Obviously, this is a very extreme example of like a really big lead versus Aatrox, but I do this very commonly. In lanes I'm dominating, this is how you push a lead. What I do my toggle on the tower, but I'm walking through it. So once I've got the place, I'm walking through. A good way to see where your minions are is to just look at the enemy mini wave. So if the enemy mini wave is here, my mini wave is here, right? If my mini wave is here, enemy mini wave is here, vice versa. So I know where my mini wave is going to be. These minions are going to come and crash under this turret. I want to deny all these minions for Aatrox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk past this tower. I'm going to grab the entire mini wave aggro so that my minions stay focused on the turret. And then I'm just going to fight Aatrox. Aatrox has to do or die on me, and he has no option about it. This is how you press a lead. Because what I would have done, or what you would have done in the scenario is, oh, reset here, I'm autopilot, I've killed my laner, pushed the lane in, he's going to lose one wave of CS. Aatrox has lost one wave, 2 waves, 3 waves of CS, and I'm getting double plates on it, instead of getting 0 plates, and etc. So this is one thing you should start implementing in your lobbies, right? Because now, instead of just losing... Instead of gaining just the upper lead by like a small CS advantage, I've opted to stay because I'm actively tracking where the enemy jungle is. So, another thing I'm always asked is, when I say Urgot has one of the most oppressive 1v1s in the level 1, people don't really know how to use and abuse that. So since I run Urgot with Ignite and PTA, I have a very kill pressure setup, right? I think as long as you're always trading HP for HP, a trade is never bad for Urgot because of the E-Flash. So, I already said an E on me, but you see where I'm always pressuring myself. I'm always using something. I'm always doing something. I've never, like, sat back and not doing anything, right? There I am. As soon as I get level 2, I walk forwards, right? There's another E. I ignite her. She flashes up. I just follow her. Boom. Twitch's game is now over, right? So this is just a good way of, like, a good example of, like, how you abuse Urgot's early game. This is Masters 300 LP, so like it's not the highest MMR. Like obviously the Twitch jungle, we know a level 2 gank is coming. But Urgot doesn't have to be afraid of a level 2 gank as long as you have wave management superiority, right? So how you want to be abusing your level 1s and your early levels is just by walking forwards with confidence, right? So again, what you might have done earlier in this situation is as soon as you killed her, you just recall, right? But you want the ideal sweet spot wave. So I push this wave under and I look for a recall. Alright, some champions have a buffer, and against your buffer, right? Yone E2 is an unstoppable. Yone E is a dash. How do you deal with Yone, who understands that these interactions exist? Check this out. I don't know Yone is coming here, obviously. Fog of War. I don't know Yone's here, right? As soon as I see Yone, I look for something, right? Unfortunately, I missed my E. Now I have to disengage the play. And as you can see, since he doesn't have his knockup available, it doesn't matter. So Yone no Q3, there's no pressure. This is where you feel like you can play aggressive. if I land my E on Yone in the situation, I can just straight up 100 to 0 him, even without my ultimate. So, I miss my E, I'll take the tower shot. But the most important thing here is you abuse the vision, you manipulate the vision to make the enemy team continue going forwards. This is one of the biggest things I don't see Urgot mains doing. So what I like to do is I like to sit around these corners and wait for them to do something. I am always hugging these corners. I sit like right here and I wait for the enemy team to like walk across directly melee of me. You need to trick the enemy into being worse than me. As you can see, I'm running away. I'm like, oh, I'm terrified. I'm not really terrified. I'm just walking back to bait him in. So I've goaded him, right? And now I'm walking away. See, I'm always hugging corners. I always hug these corners. You always want to walk to these corners because it opens up gameplay for you. Now I'm looking. Yeah. Don't feel afraid to be aggressive. Abuse standing around corners like out of vision. Like look at Yone's POV at this whole fight. I'm never scared. I'm just waiting around corners, waiting for them to make a mistake. You see the trade here? This is why it's so good to stay around from corners, because in this trade, I've taken 2 tower shots, but I put Yone at half HP. Since I put Yone at half HP, I can exert control, right? Because now Yone's half HP, I'm way stronger than him, I can exert my control in the jungle. I know where the enemy jungler is, obviously, because he's on vision. So this puts Yone into a really awkward position, even though I'm the one who made the misplay. But it's not a misplay because I saved it, right? I played aggressive with my lead. I didn't let Yone have the choice if he can play defensive or not. He walked to defend his tower. I played aggressive on him even though he's on the tower. If that E connects, you one-shot him because he's a squishy champion. The only thing I wouldn't do this to is like tanks, right? Tanks, obviously, if you eat him on the tower, you're gonna die. But squishier champions like Jace, Quinn, Yone's, and stuff like that, it's just really good to do. Because obviously, people think like, oh, he disengaged. He wasn't seen on this ward, so he hasn't walked out, which means he's probably recalling in this bush. That's what Yone probably thinks. Right? Okay, play patient. They'll kill themselves. That's one way to approach a champion who understands like buffering and stuff like that. I can't land my E on this guy. He'll either E or E to it. But that's just like one way to like approach you. One thing you can do in your lobbies is called the chump check. The chump check is basically you want to trade with your laner super hard level 1. Ignite them early. Show them that you're a very aggressive player, right? You want to get them ideally down to around 20% HP, 30% HP. Doesn't matter if you're low also. The ideal is you just make them feel... You want to make them feel like they're at risk if they don't respond to your ability, right? That's ideally what you're looking for here. The chump check is basically, if they do flash, they're a chump because they've used their flash to block an E-flash we aren't casting. If they don't cast it, then it gives you information about the person you're lane against. So it's like, oh, they're like unaware that this would have killed them, right? So, hard trade with them, and try and establish like what caliber of player they are. Because if they flash, then they know E-flash is coming. If they don't flash, they don't know E-flash is coming. So this gives you 1, information. If they don't flash, they're stupid, and you can just E-flash them on cooldown pretty much. 2, if they do flash, they're more intelligent, but they rely on prediction rather than reaction, right? So the chump check is one of the most broken strategies I can give to you. On screen, playing in the background right now, you'll see a clip. This is Kerberos. Kerberos is a challenger top laner. He invented Radiant Varus, but he's a very good player, and the chump check worked on him. Check it out. Do it in your games. Get chump check, Kerberos! So, one thing I don't see Urgot mains doing is I don't see Urgot mains abusing the tower range, right? So, when you see this minion wave, right? Urgot. I know these minions are going to be dead just about before I'm able to get in range, right? What you can do is just kill them. See, only 1 minion. He's still on the turret, grossly mispositioned. You have flash. Boom. Power. So even though she didn't hit me there, it's still a free kill. This is one big thing Urgot mains need to start doing. like even if you're in like in lane just in general. Let's say you're blue side. Let's use our pretty imagination. Let's say we're against Aatrox, right? Aatrox is a bad matchup. It's pretty hard to pilot. Full of problems. But we can mitigate or like look for secret plays that people aren't thinking about. So let's say you're here, right? Urgot. This is you. Let's say the mini wave is coming in on the turret. You've been bullied on the turrets. These are the melee minions. I use melee, but pretend this is. And Aatrox is standing here, right? You can just E-flash him on the turret, and usually one turret shot or two turret shots are enough to kill someone. This is like an E-flash angle you should always be looking for. Before the minions reach on the turret, if you just get them on the turret before the minions crash, then the tower will obviously target the Aatrox, right? And then E-flash ignite, that kills. When you look at enemy champions' health bars, you need to be looking at them like your Cho'Gath. But instead, like Cho'Gath executes like around this HP. Right? This is usually like around Cho'Gath's HP. This is Urgot. So when it depends on your layout, obviously, and like what you build. But generally speaking, any champion around this much HP is killable. This is Urgot's kill threshold. Because 25% of it is the execute from ult, right? And you have ignite. Then you have PTA. Then you have Q for burst. And you have W damage just for DPS. You have the PTA exposure damage working with the W. So this is a lot of exposure damage. Right? So like, this is what you need to be thinking about when you're playing Urgot. As long as you can find a way to take this amount of health away from an enemy champion, you can usually just kill them with E-Flash Ignite R, right? And the rest of your damage combo, obviously. I'm going to play a clip on the screen right now, just showing you practical application of like how broken Urgot is with like certain thresholds, right? This is Singe, he's full HP. I'm going to land one Q on him, and then I'm going to destroy him. You guys want to watch Singe explode? I hit a Q and then I can do it. That's why Yomos is fucking broken. Land one Q, die! Ta-da! I destroyed Singe at full HP. So yeah. In general, tanky champions like Ornn, you need to get them to about like 40%. This is tanks. When you start seeing red. If you are against a squishy champion, it's about here. Like ADCs. Well, ADC is actually 100%. You can like, if this is an ADC, ADCs are dead from 100 to 0. Usually even with like an ADC, like a standard build like Black Cleaver. If you're against like Singe, like that's like a Warden, I think he is. Singe is about here, so like land like 2 Qs worth of damage. And if you're against like Jace, for example, Jace is about like. Do you see what I'm saying? You should always feel confident in, like making flash play. The best way I can tell you to play is play like a Darius player. Darius players always see red. They know how they can execute. They know their bar very well because it's visually there. Whenever I'm playing against anybody, I'm always seeing this execute threshold, and I'm doing whatever I can to get into this threshold. Never look at your own health bar. Your own health bar could be this. This could be your health bar, but as long as you can just E-flash them and do this much damage before they can react to it, that's all you have to care about. So stop caring about your own health bar. Start caring about when you can actually kill these people. It works differently with Dirk. Dirk thresholds are like here. Higher health bar. BC is about like here. Obviously, you have to go through a lot of limit testing to like understand like when, how, who, when, and then blah, blah, blah. But yeah, limit test. E-flash. Does it work out? No. You won't do it again. Did it work out? Yeah, you'll do it again. Start playing way more aggressive. Those are just some helpful tips to help you climb. Hope it helped. If it did, leave a comment, and I'll do more of these videos. Holy shit, sexy Jin.